about the whole don't shame MAGA back to the far right. Like, all of these people are waking up and we need to welcome them with open arms, because we don't want the left to ostracize them so that they feel like all they have is the right. And then we just like repeat the cycles and we push them further and further away. I hear what you're saying. And it does make sense logically. Like, oh, we should resist the urge to say, I told you so. Oh, we shouldn't shame them for not knowing any better. We need to all come together now, because it's not right versus left. It's up versus down and all that kumbaya bullshit. Okay. I get it. I am not one of those people. Because two things can be true at the same time. We can applaud the return of the prodigal son while also holding that ass to the fire. After the Civil War ended, Northern white people and the government in general didn't stand on business hard enough. And that's why we have MAGA today. Let's be clear.
Hello, brother.
Come on, tap in. Okay, on this good Tuesday, I'm going to ruffle some of y'all feathers. Here we go. The amount of people who are intentionally trying to gaslight Black Americans into getting into these protests and getting into a fight that is not ours. It is not ours. I do not want y'all to ever feel like we have something against immigrants, because that ain't the issue. That ain't never been an issue. The issue is Black people, Black Americans specifically, our bodies have always been used as shields. And in 2025, we done learned and we are choosing to protect ourselves, protect our peace, protect our lineage. Because let me tell you something. Y'all already know what would happen if a whole bunch of us decided today that we was going to get the fuck up and go down there and get in them streets. Y'all know just as well as we know what the fuck will happen. We've done it before. You hear me? We've done it before. And I'm saying we because I've actually done protests. I have a real issue with people, especially those who have been able to come to this country and do well for themselves and then try to make it seem like we're wrong for not wanting to get into these fights. Because here's the real truth. Here's the hard truth. As Black people, we fighting every day. Every time we wake up and our fucking feet hit the floor, it's a fight. It's a fight because the entire system is structured and has been structured on our backs and against us. They used us to build the fucking system against us. Point blank, period. Okay? We have a fight every day. We're tired. We're tired. And a lot of our generation, millennials and younger, we've learned. Oh, we've learned. We know better. And we telling the elders, y'all, sit down. Sit down. That's the problem. Y'all used to us being emotionally reactive to everybody else's fucking causes and issues. And that ain't no shit, no shade to any other people who have to endure any encounter with ICE. Because let me tell you something. What I know I have the capacity to do is when this shit started happening, when they started coming to Chicago, the first thing I did was call my Latino friends that fuck with me and I fuck with them. I called them to check on them. I checked on their families. I checked on the people that I used to work with. I know what I have the capacity to do. I'll fuck with those that fuck with me. Okay? They didn't need me to get out there and fight. That's not what they needed from me. Do you know what mattered more to them? The fact that in the middle of all of this shit, I thought about them. My Latino friends didn't ask me to get into no protest. They ain't asked me to come march with them. They ain't asked me to do no shit like that. You know what they said? This means so much to me that you are even thinking about us, that you're thinking about my family. That's what they cared about. That in the midst of all of this, I was thinking of them. Absolutely. And still do. And still do. Jesse Wu on Threads talking about I'm seeing all of these people talking about this is not their fight. It seems very xenophobic. Aren't you Haitian? Didn't you come over here and build your platform and build your life up? So you want to gaslight us into getting into some shit that you ain't gonna go get into. I ain't seen you march yet, little mama. Don't try to make it seem like we've done something wrong because we're choosing ourselves. Black people, sit the fuck down. At the end of the day, sit the fuck down. Because we fight every day. My entire life, I've had to fight for a lot in my life. A lot. And 40 is not old. I've had to fight for a lot. We're tired. We're tired. We are not y'all goddamn shields. We are not the Avengers, bro. We're not characters. We're not superheroes. We're not. We need rest. And we're choosing to do that right now. As a collective. Clearly as a collective. We're choosing to, you know what? God done tapped our head too many times. We got the message. We got the message. There are so many other groups of people of color. Why the fuck y'all ain't asking them to come walk with y'all? Why y'all ain't tapping on them? Why y'all ain't pulling on them? What's tea? I know this shit seems so foreign to people because they are so used to us being emotionally reactive. They are so used to having black people, particularly black Americans, jumping in to fight everybody's fucking fight. Everybody's fight. And somebody literally has to get killed, get murdered on camera, or something of that sort for people to, now they got bleeding hearts and they want to make signs and shit. And then what? Black people, I'm telling you, the neighborhood hero is telling you, sit down, sit down. Don't let y'all emotions get riled up. Trust and believe they're going to come out with a full-on campaign. People are going to be very intentional about trying to get us in a space where we are being reactive again. They're going to try to gaslight you on the internet and through the news and things of that nature, make it seem like you're wrong for not wanting to help people and fight people, and this involves you too, and all of those things. Man, listen, we done been through a whole bunch of motherfucking presidents, and ain't one other than Obama gave us that type of vibe and that feeling. But here's the real thing. Nobody has centered black Americans yet. Black people yet. In any office. Are we gonna call a spade a spade? It don't matter who's sitting in the motherfucking seat. They not there for us. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is we under no circumstance support what they're doing. We don't. At all. We think it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's disgusting. And we know it's disgusting. But I need people to also understand that we only have a capacity to do so much. I know people think that like black folks are at everybody's disposal. We're not, bro. And we're letting y'all know that we're not. And we're going to check on the people that we need to check on. We're going to support in other ways, but putting our bodies out there is not on the table. Tap in.
Latinas for Trump. You can still be for Trump. Just do it over there in Mexico. Big lady.
Estimated Iran. Iran started pummeling Israel. You better be lucky that Israel is the part of the United States. You better be lucky that they control this big piece of land. You better be lucky because they talk a lot of shit over there in the Middle East and they don't play that shit. Now, we're going to lose this war and we're going to lose it badly because, first of all, there's nothing Trump can do over there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's going to try to take over the Strait of Hormuz. Russia and China is not going to have that happen. You already know he's in Putin's pocket. So he's not going to do this. This is all spectacle. This is theater. This is so he can use war powers to do his bidding for 2026 midterms and to keep people's mind off the Epstein files. This is going to give him more power so he can abuse it, so he can spend as much money as he wants, or his people that surround him can spend as much money as they want, so we can go down the drain in the deficit. Nothing's going to change, y'all. He's telling you that oil price is going. He don't got no power with no goddamn oil. They don't have, this is a global industry. Like that, oil is a global industry. It's based on what the people said it as. The president don't got no power over that, and he knows he ain't got no power over that. But he can tell his people this because they think so. They think, oh, well, he can tell them, oh, yeah, it's going to end in a couple weeks. Just give it a couple weeks. And then a couple weeks come. Oh, we're going to be out there for, just bear it out for another 2 months. 2 months. And then 2 months go by. Oh, well, we're going to get there by the end of the year. Just give it to the end of the year. To the end of the year, get here. Well, we'll probably be there for another year because we got this. This is what administrations do. They keep tagging you along, but we're spending over $1 billion a day over there in Iran. But we don't got money for healthcare. We don't got money for schooling. We don't got money for special needs, trans, HIV, you name it, anything for the people.
So this is going to be me explaining.
And the people online that are trying to pretend that we are the ones betraying Trump for holding him accountable to his promises that he made to us when we voted for him, when we encouraged other people to vote for him. You're pretending that we're the ones that are problematic. This level of gaslighting that's taking place. You got Laura Loomer out there saying, screenshot every tweet that's against Donald Trump. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. You better start capturing Donald Trump's tweets that are going out right now because they seem pretty against Donald Trump's idea.
Are y'all so?
Hey, family, not near one black person better be out here in these riots that's going on in California. Latino community, we will pray for you, but we have told you all, we told you before the election, if you support Donald Trump and get him in office, he is going to be deporting people. And this is what happened. See, you need to listen to us. Our forefathers, we have been through this. Okay? This is something new to you all. You all aren't used to this type of uprising with the government. Unfortunately, I'm telling you, this is you all's civil rights movement. And again, even some of you, I've heard even some of you Dominicans and you Cubans who don't even, Afro-Latinos who don't even want to recognize that you have African blood in you. Some of you all now are so desperate that you're even calling on the black community to support you. No, we're not doing that. You're not going to use us See, we played nice. We have warned you. We told you. But yet you talk behind our backs when you see us. You call us all kind of black and monkey and N-words and all that. And now that you all are in a crisis, you want us to come out here and rescue you? No, we're not going to do that. We will pray for you, but that's it. That's it. We have used up all the energy we have, and we are conserving it, and we are moving forward in this time of your civil rights movement. Again, we will pray for you, but you won't see us out there walking with you. And that's not coming from a place of hatred. It's coming from a place of, it's better to show you than to tell you. See, we tried. See, unfortunately, many of the Latino community is like a child where you tell them, the parent says, listen, don't do that, but they do it anyway. Now you have to suffer the consequences. So again, don't think that we are not sympathetic or empathetic, because trust me, we know how this is going to go and how this is going to be a hard and long road for you all. So we will keep you in our prayers. But what we're not going to do is use any of our energy to be out there in this foolishness.
TikTok, what's the word, y'all?
Angry. You have the White House, you have both houses of Congress, you have a Supreme Court that is completely obedient to your president. They're willing to give him unlimited power. They're willing to say that he can take SEAL Team 6 and kill anybody he wants. They were willing to affirm that. They're willing to say that ICE can racially profile anybody they want. The United States Supreme Court has said you can racially profile Latinos based on their accent or the way they look. You guys have everything you want. You have legal racial profiling. You've ended DEI. You've ended affirmative action. You get all the best jobs, even if you're not qualified. You can be a Fox Weekend host and be the Defense Department's Secretary of Defense. You can be Kash Patel and be a podcaster who wants to go to Valhalla and run the FBI, as long as you're conservative. You have everything. Why are y'all so angry? What the fuck are you angry about? You've banned all of our books. You've banned Black history. You banned the 1619 Project. You don't have to compete with women for jobs. You've chased them out of the military. You've chased them out of the senior positions in the Department of Defense. You've gotten rid of all the Black history in the museums. Museums are terrified. I have contacts that I'm talking to inside of the Interior Department, people who are running all of those spaces where you can go and see a Civil War memorial or something. The people who work in these places are terrified. They're afraid to tell the real history. The people who are working for the federal government are afraid to say the word Black. You guys have canceled Black scholarships. You're damn near, I guess, ready to get rid of HBCUs. Donald Trump just recently said they're not going to fund any minority serving institution. Y'all have gotten rid of that. You've gotten rid of help for Black kids to go to college. What more do you want? What are you so angry about? I go every so often, I go and lurk and look on X Twitter. Y'all are the maddest people ever. Y'all are so angry for people who have everything. Y'all said you want your country back. You have it. The rest of us are sitting back and trying to keep our peace and preserve our peace while you all are running the country. If the airlines are crashing, that's you. That's the people you wanted to run the United States government. The FBI, y'all are laughing at them on X Twitter and saying that they look ridiculous. That's your FBI. They've purged the people who made the FBI what it was. It's not what you wanted. You have your podcasters running the FBI. You have your friend from the real world running the Department of Transportation. That's what you wanted. There's no longer a gay guy there. The gay guy's gone. The gay guy's at home with his kid and his husband. He's not in charge anymore. The Department of Justice is what you wanted. It's your Justice Department that won't release the Epstein files. If you're mad about the Epstein files, you shouldn't be mad at me and the left. You need to be mad at Donald Trump. You all have the country. You run every red state like it's already Project 2025. You won't let women have abortions in Texas. They're literally dying of sepsis. That's what you wanted. You wanted women to have only 6 weeks to get an abortion in Georgia. You got it. You wanted Texas to be a petri dish and a laboratory for every right-wing, anti-Black, anti-gay, anti-trans idea. And you also got rid of vaccines. Every child in Florida is now going to go to school with...
Wait, what if the success of Black American is not the threat some people thought it was? Because now we are seeing a fascinating conversation which develop around the economy, the race, and the politics. And remember, for years, American political debate has been framed as us versus them. It has been Republican versus Democrats, MAGA versus liberals, Black American versus white Americans. But what happens when people start realizing that another community progress doesn't automatically mean their own community is losing? That is where I think this conversation gets really interesting. So let's be honest, saying that all MAGA voters are shocked or angry about Black American gaining ground would be an exaggeration. So people within the MAGA movement have different set of opinions, and Black Americans are not one political group either. But the broader conversation about economic progress is absolutely worth having. So if Black Americans are gaining grounds in areas like employment, entrepreneurship, home ownership, education, or wealth creation, why should anybody be angry about that? That is called progress. And also, if the economy is creating opportunities, those opportunities should be available to Americans regardless of race. So here is my own question. If your neighbor becomes successful, does that take anything away from your own opportunity to succeed? I don't think it has to. And that is where I believe American racial conversation often goes wrong. Success gets treated like a limited resources. So if one group move forward, people assume another group must be moving backward. But that is not necessarily how economic growth works. A successful Black-owned business can employ people from different backgrounds. A successful white-owned company can do the same. A successful Asian American entrepreneur can create opportunities for an entire community. So when businesses grow and people become financially stable, the benefit can spread. So instead of asking who is winning, maybe America should ask, are more people getting the opportunity to win? So that is a completely different conversation. And I think that is where the ideal of unity becomes important. Unity doesn't mean pretending America has no racial problem. It doesn't mean ignoring discrimination. And it certainly doesn't mean everyone has to argue politically. Unity simply means recognizing that Americans can have different backgrounds and still have common interests. Think about it. Most people want affordable housing. They want good schools. They want good they want safe neighbors. They want decent paying jobs. They want affordable healthcare, and they want their children to have opportunities in life. Those goals doesn't belong to one race. They belong to ordinary people. And that is why I think political leaders should be judged by whether their policies actually improves people's lives, not by how effectively they make American angry at each other. Let me ask you another question. Could American accomplish more if they stopped treating every political disagreement as a racial battles? Personally, I think the answer is yes, and this applies to MAGA voters. If a policy is working, support it. If it is not working, criticize it. If Black Americans are benefiting from economic opportunities, celebrate it. If white Americans are benefiting, celebrate that too. The goal shouldn't be to make another community fail. The goal should be to create an environment where more people can succeed. And here is the part that I find more interesting. Sometimes political movements become so focused on defeating the other side that they forget what they were originally trying to accomplish. Winning an election is temporary. Building a successful community is much more important. That is why I think this conversation about unity could actually be positive. Imagine a Black business owner and a MAGA supporters disagreeing about politics, but still working together on a local business project. Imagine parents from different political backgrounds cooperating because they want better schools. Imagine communities focusing on jobs, safety, and opportunity instead of constantly arguing about who deserves what. That is what real progress would look like. And no, that doesn't mean and that doesn't mean everyone suddenly become friend. People will still disagree, but disagreement doesn't have to become hatred. So that's my own opinion. If you have any question or if you have any suggestion, drop it down in the comment section below.